Alright, we are just gonna do a quick video real quick after the pattern tutorial. Hair's crazy, I'm getting it cut literally today, so then it'll look different next tutorial. I don't know when it'll be. Next tutorial will be either printing out the pattern on paper or doing the face shell. Like assembling it and printing it and everything. Which it'll be to like this quality. So you can be expecting that. And then the face shell will be without the clear domes, of course. So this won't be shiny. I'm not going to show how to do that. Maybe with flat lenses, but not domed mesh. Anyway, so we are going to go ahead and show you how to do some patterns, like textures on your stuff. So this is Alex Serva's textures, and that's what I use on my patterns. So yeah, I just recommend you go and use these. So we're going to go with the dot texture for now. So we want to hide everything but the dots. I just realized I don't have music in this video, but whatever, it's literally going to be a few minutes. So, and then we click edit, preferences, or image, and then trim based on transparent pixels. Okay. Now you see there's our pattern there. What you may want to do is backfill this with black, but it really doesn't matter. So you can click edit, patterns, or there should be a define pattern somewhere. Am I blind? Oh my gosh, right here. So, and then just name it like dots. The name doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. And I guess that made it into a brush. Did I click define brush instead? I must have. So define pattern and then name it dots. So now I accidentally made a new brush, but whatever, it doesn't matter. As you can see, my brush is still normal. Now what we can do is open our pattern, which mine's right here. Once it loads. And I did change my muscle shading a little bit. I'm gonna get it remade or like revamped just so it's a little cleaner. Just I don't know. I like to help you guys out. Like I'm gonna have to pay to get it done, but I don't know. I feel like there should be good resources for you guys out there, like to create a new standard of what's good. Because a lot of muscle shading bases don't look that good, and I want something we all can use to like pump out some good patterns. So this should be done pretty soon. And I'm also gonna be working on a Daredevil cosplay soon for my brother. So I might record that. I'm not sure. Here's my muscle shading now. See, it looks more realistic. So I'll have that in the pattern base, of course. So how we do this is you can see that these layers are already separated. They need to be separated for this to work. So what we can do is click layer and then new fill layer and then pattern. And then we're going to, you can name it whatever you want. Make sure this box right here is on. That means it's only going to cover the previous layer, which the previous layer is red. So it's only going to cover the red. Click OK. And now you see this is the default pattern. We don't want that. We want our dot pattern, which should be the one most recent to the right. But you can also see I have like, I did that with a lot of his patterns. So you can see that there's the bricks from TASM. And then there's like carbon fiber and TASM honeycomb and regular honeycomb. So I'm just going to do the dots. And you want to just scale that down a little. It's too small. You can zoom in still, by the way, while you're doing this, just to kind of compare it with the rest of your stuff. And I'm going to have a Blender file for you guys where you can render your patterns. I'll release that eventually. Let's try 25. Don't hit enter, just kind of click on something else. 30, maybe. That's not bad. And then we hit OK. And then hit B. and then click on it and click OK. And that's basically just turning it into a regular layer, because before it was like a vector layer, I think. I don't know. And then click this button, which turns on alpha lock. And then we can like choose an actual color that we want. So maybe you want like a lighter colored dot. You can edit, fill, and then the foreground color. And then there's your lighter dots. But I think darker dots usually look good. I don't know. I like my texture to be a darker color. See, like that looks really good right there. Do your textures last once your pattern's like, mirrored and everything, because if you don't, then you'll have like weird seams and stuff. And then we can do the same with the blue. Layer and new fill layer, pattern, previous layer, okay. And then we're gonna do the bricks, because I think that would look good. And then for scale, let's try the same scale, about 30. That looks good. And what you can do is separate these pieces even. And like then you can have like rotating textures. So for example, let's try to do something like that real quick. So we're gonna delete that. Well, we can save it. We'll just hide it. And then we're gonna select the pixels on the red. And then select and then invert. Actually, don't invert. And then we can hit Control X on the blue when we're on the blue layer, because what that will do is cut out that section. Alright, and now what we can do is grab our magic wand, grab this, Control C, Control X, Control Shift V. Where are you at? Oh, it has a clipping mask, so we gotta release that. And then we can do it over here, Control X, Control Shift V. And then we're just gonna do it with the two chest pieces right now, just so you can kind of see. And then we're gonna put the bricks on this layer, create a clipping mask, and then we're gonna duplicate that. Or maybe what we should do is rotate it first. So click on it, or press B and click on the layer, and then click OK. And then hit Control T, and then you're gonna want to zoom out, because then you can rotate just whatever rotation you think is good. Why is that not doing anything? That's odd. Or maybe it's because we zoomed in. Usually that will affect. See there, now there it goes. So now we can click yes. And then what we can do even, let's try to get a little more complicated. We're gonna right click this and click select pixels. Select, modify, expand. We'll do 60. And then we'll invert and cut the other pixels. So we're basically just keeping the inside right here. If you can, here, we'll release the clipping mask so you can see that we're just keeping like extra. And then what we can do, we can filter and then liquefy. And then what you can do is zoom in. You gotta zoom in quite a bit for this. Maybe make your brush smaller first. That's too small. Where's my cursor at? it's gone. Oh, here it is. Turn it up to maybe like a value of 600 looks good, and you can grab it and do like the you know how people like those like warping textures and stuff. So this is how you could go about doing that. And you can just like warp the textures. It would be better if you could see the muscle shading, maybe if you turn this up all the way. And maybe if you turn the opacity down first of your previous layer. I don't like, oh, that's much better. But that's showing oops. I'm frozen here. Okay. Don't show again. We don't care. And then we want the layers behind. And we don't want all layers. We just want, what's this do? Because we want all the layers, but I don't know if we can do all the layers besides the That's weird that we're still seeing the original image. I don't know how we could get rid of that. But essentially, you want to just warp it. Maybe we just want to see the muscle. Because you can select groups. Oh, that doesn't help either. We'll just hit OK, whatever. And then as you can see, the textures are warped now. And then you can copy that. Control C, Control Shift V, Control T, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Oh, that didn't paste in the correct spot. It's supposed to paste in the exact area. So we're gonna try that again. Or you can just right click and click duplicate layer. Hit OK. And then hit Control. We're gonna actually, my brush is being weird. So we're gonna drag this up here. Turn on the clipping mask because that's for the other layer. And then we're gonna click Control T. Maybe we have to zoom out. Yeah. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. And then it's over here. So hold shift and drag it over just like the rest of the pattern stuff. And although it may not be exactly the same as the other side, you can really, you know, perfect it if you wanted to. Or trim it before. Maybe that looks pretty close right there. And then hit OK. And then obviously you'd need to do that with the rest of the suit as well. But that's one way to, there's a few different options for you guys there to do textures, because see, there's like that warped texture which gives it more of that muscle effect. And then if you add your, what's something cool we could do here? I was thinking maybe if we could add like a highlight on top of it, but maybe that's too in depth. But let's just try that real quick. Because then this wouldn't need to be, nah, that's too complicated. Maybe we'll do that another time. But I just wanted to make this to kind of show how you do textures. So there's the red and the blue textures. And then of course you don't need to separate this pattern if it's just for dye sub. So yeah, there you go. And then of course we'll make spiders in another video. see ya. I'll see you guys in the spider tutorial. So thank you.